Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room podcast. As you can tell by the title, it's time to talk about Dylan Harper. I was trying to save it because, anybody that follows the draft, and you don't even have to follow the draft. If you're an NBA fan, you know who Dylan Harper is, the son of Ron Harper, a projected top 2 pick in the 2025 NBA draft. And I wanted to save it because we all know about him. We know about his game. But yesterday, he had a game winner against Seton Hall, and it's starting to feel undeniable. It's time to talk about him in this class. We have a lot of other prospects to talk about, and we will. But it's time to talk about Dylan Harper. Before we get into it, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video. We've been doing pretty well on these draft videos, and I've been enjoying doing them. Make sure you follow us on our social media platforms up at the top of the screen, and there'll be a link in the description so you can follow them. But there's been a lot of buzz around Dylan Harper in the last few weeks. The season just started. We're about 10, 11 games in. He's been not one of the best freshmen in the country. He's been one of the best players in the country to start this year. He's leading a Rutgers team that's not very talented. He has a pretty big offensive load, considering he's playing with another projected top 3 pick as well. And he still has a lot of responsibility. Q, I want to know your initial thoughts on Dylan Harper's season. And the obvious question is, do you think he is the number 1 pick in the draft right now?
He's had a great season to start. We knew if you followed him, you knew he was an electric offensive player. He's not like the greatest player, but he can play, he can facilitate the offense. But you really watch him because he could get downhill, he could get a bucket. 3-point shooting is kind of streaky, but just off averages, looks fine, especially like with the usage that he has. I'm not the one to say Flagg it should be, lock number 1 pick. I'm not like so silly on that. I think it could be up for debate. The more we go through the season, the more he has performances like this, he can edge Flagg out and be considered number 1 pick, especially because he has a great offensive game. Usually that's what draws like attention. He's a great player. He get downhill, he get a bucket, he's crafty. Lefty, I like lefties. They look good when they doing their thing. It's like every game he's just getting better and better. The 3-point shot, if it could get like consistent, then like he's really a force to be reckoned with. He got good size. He's not a bad defender. I'm not saying he's an elite defender, but he's passable. He's at least not a negative. So he has everything that you need, especially if you're gonna, for a 6'6", 6'5", 6'6" guard, especially if you're gonna be leading your offense on the team. I think he's pretty good. Not pretty good. He's very good. Any team would be lucky to have him. If he's on the Nets, that'd be just damn near like a coming home. Great player. Like I said, him and Flagg, you split hairs depending on what you want, but I think they're both valuable in the league.
What Dylan Harper is doing right now is undeniable. You can't deny it at all. He's been one of the best players in the country. And I get not being reactionary off of 10, 11 games, but if anyone is saying that he should be the first overall pick in this class, you can't really argue with them because he's averaging 23.5 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 4.4 assists on 61 true shooting. He's able to get to the rim at will. The 3-point shot is looking much better over the last 4 games. He's shooting 46% from 3 over the last 4 games. He has an 11.1 box plus minus, one of the most effective players in the entire country, regardless of class. What he's doing right now is undeniable. And I like Cooper a lot. I think he's a great prospect. But I think Harper is the best offensive player in this entire class.
Yeah.
He is. Sure. And on defense, he has the tools to be a positive defender at the next level. So I still have Flagg at 1 right now, but it's a conversation for sure. And over the course of this year, they're going to be battling. This is not a Victor Wembanyama type of class, a Zion Williamson type of class where the number 1 prospect is clearly the number 1 pick. This is I think this is going to be a close race. So, and we'll get into this film. But yeah, over the last 4 games, the 3-point shot has been falling. And it's not only that it's been falling, it's on more volume too. He's shooting more threes and it's going down. This year he's shooting 77.9% at the rim. At the rim. As a guard doing that, that's ridiculous. And it's on a high number of attempts too. We'll get into the film and we're going to start off with that drive. And let me get this on the screen for you guys. Let me see. Dylan, nope, not that one. There it goes. All right, let me restart that. So we're gonna start off with his driving. He's able to get downhill at will, like whenever he wants to. I think on this play is an one. Finishing through contact is elite. His ability to draw fouls is elite.
This is the game where he started 3-3, right?
Yes, yeah, this is the game he started 3-3. Mind you, we have film from 2 games. These are not his best games of the season. He had a game against Alabama. We had 37 points. A game against Notre Dame. We had 36 points. So we just using film from his most recent games. Yes, his driving is elite, and it's something you want to see out of guards. The ability to put pressure on the rim. A lot of the star guards, you have to be able to pressure the rim. And this play, he uses in and out dribble. After he gets the pick and roll, downhill, use a great top screen, draw a foul. Elite at that. You're gonna see a lot of these plays when you watch him on film. He's really good in isolation too. Like he doesn't need a screen at all. He can isolate and get downhill whenever he wants to. On this play, he loves to attack baseline left, attack this defender top foot, and just use his body and his strength to create space and get to the rim. And he just forces the issue. He literally forces the issue. He embraces contact as well. And I don't think he scores on this play. I don't think. But I just like the process. He didn't get a foul call, but
that's the difference between him and Cass. Like Cass allowed a defender to make him go anywhere. Dylan Harper's gonna relentlessly try to get to the rim. It helps that he's 6'5", 6'6". You know, he has the body to get down there, and he makes it work.
And I think this play, that's a good point. I think this play, reverse pivot, the craft, that's ridiculous, bro. Reverse pivot into the defense, use a Euro step. His footwork, elite. It's elite. It's Jalen Brunson-esque. And you'll see it on a few plays. I think you'll even see it a little bit more in the league. Right now, he's just hell-bent on getting to the rim. On this play, I think this is where he shows off his handle. Yes. When you watch Dylan Harper, he does these like splitting the pick and rolls. His handle is some of the best we have in college basketball. He splits pick and rolls a lot to get downhill. The recognition, the feel for the game is elite. Another and one. If you're not going to foul him hard, it makes no sense to foul him because he's going to finish through the contact. This is another play where he's like kind of sort of on the baseline. He attacks the defender top foot, and he just puts his body in between the rim and the defender and gets there like to the paint. This is another foul. Elite at drawing fouls. I think he has a 46% free throw rate right now. Yeah, 46.2 free throw rate. And I think this is the last driving clip, and this is going to show off his footwork. That's great feet. Uses the craft to get the finish. Now, the second part of his game, like you said, is his passing. Now, I think he's a good passer. He's not a great passer. He's not a great playmaker, but he knows how to leverage his scoring ability and to create an opportunity for his other teammate. And he does that by putting pressure on the rim. He draws so much attention in this offense because, truthfully, outside of Ace, there's not much talent on the team. Lathan Somerville is a pretty good player. He's a freshman.
He's okay.
Go ahead.
I said he's okay. He's decent. He's not too crazy. But yeah, like you're saying, this the downhill. Him just to be able to attack the basket between his numbers at the rim and his foul numbers, it's always going to be a chance that he's going to be able to take advantage of the defense because either you're going to foul him, you're going to get to the rim, or you're going to collapse and you're going to kick it out. Like I said, he's not the greatest playmaker, but he's a smart player. He knows if somebody collapses, if it's just not there, he can kick it out, and somebody's going to get an easy basket because you need to help.
Yep. On this play against Penn State, he draws two. He draws two a lot. Like he draws like a lot of attention from the defense. Again, this is not the most talented team. I saw someone say this like kind of reminiscent of like the Oklahoma State team with Cade, but obviously got Ace Bailey. But outside of Ace, the talent drop off is steep. So he draws two on this pick and roll. I don't know what this help defender is doing right here, but he just literally doesn't guard the roll. No one does really, and he makes a pretty quick pass to the roller. On this play, this is ridiculous. Again, we got to talk about the handle. It's ridiculous. I posted this play on Twitter. It was ridiculous, bro. You just watch it.
Just that like get behind the back. Yeah.
Like obviously you see the theatrics, the swagger, but it's like the main theme of that is like he's using his gravity as a scorer and his ability to get down the hill to create shots for his teammates, and that's very valuable in the league. Even if you're not the best playmaker, we see that with someone like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is just inherently going to be able to create plays for his teammates because he can get downhill. It's like all of his plays is just getting downhill, drawing two.
And that's all like when you talk about number one picks, that's a lot of what that's a lot of has to do with like what a number one overall pick does. The theatrics, the show, the handle, the highlights. You know what I'm saying? He has that in spades. He could do it, himself. He can make it do it for others. It's just crazy. That's why I say I don't think it's like a foregone conclusion that Flagg is number one because you have super highlights like this. You're talking about a guard averaging basically 24 a game on great efficiency and can put some butts in the seats.
On this play, again, he's going to get downhill. I think this defender did a good job guarding him. But what really moved me about this play is how he used his body to create a passing lane for his teammate. He literally just pushes the defender off him with the ball, goes up for like a shot, and then he dumps it off. Again, so every single play with him getting downhill is and okay, on this play, he gets to Latif. I don't know what defense it was. I don't know why he's like. I'm pretty sure this is man though. I don't know. This is probably not zone. I don't know, but the center is just sitting in the lane, and it's because how much of a threat Dylan is to drive the ball. He's almost drawing two here and able to just dump it off. Not advanced reads all the time, but his scoring gravity is what creates these buckets for his team. Now, this play is something I think Rutgers should do a lot more. Involve your best players in actions. Use Bailey as a screener, whether that's going to be as a roller or a popper. That's what they do on this play. Again, he draws two. He's drawing two with Ace Bailey on the court, by the way. He draws two. Ace does a good job with the pass fake and knocks down a three. One of his better plays from the day, too. Next thing about Dylan's game is his mid-range shooting. Now, some people will say he's a three-level scorer. Right now, I don't think that's true because he has not been great on mid-range shooting at all. He does attempt them, though, so you can maybe think the upside is there, and I do think the upside is there. But right now, he's 9 for 39 on non-rim twos. All of those not mid-ranges, but a lot of them are. In that area, he's shooting around like 20% on the field. And I think what worries me the most is his elevation on these shots.
He's pretty flat-footed.
He is really, really flat-footed on his jump shots, which we'll get into later when we talk about his three-point shooting. So doesn't really get high off the ground. That was an open one. Went long. This one he actually made, but the elevation and space creation wasn't the best. This was clutch too. That's just a tough shot, but that's not a shot I like going to the next level. I would like to see him create more separation right there and also try to like elevate more on that shot. And that kind of concerns me. His elevation. And his release point is also really low, which we'll talk about with his three-point shooting. And also, like, that could have got blocked. That maybe gets blocked on the next level. All right, let's get into his three-point shooting. I think he was shooting around 27% from three before these last four games. Over the last four games, he has made 46% from his threes. This year on catch and shoot opportunities, he's been really good. I think it's around 50%. But a majority of his threes come from pull-up attempts. So this is like almost his swing skill. It's very hard to nitpick him right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like at any point in his game. But the three-point shot is one of his concerns. Perimeter scoring is one of his concerns, I do believe. Right here, the release point is low. The elevation is low. I also think that Harper just might be a rhythm shooter early on. When he's in rhythm, when he gets to step into his shot a lot of times, has enough opportunity to load up. His release also could be a little bit faster, but he's a rhythm shooter. This is a really, really short miss. This one, he gets ample opportunity to load up and set his feet. I think this one goes long a little bit. It does. So this is just trying to illustrate the inconsistencies in his jump shot. That one almost goes in.
He started 3 for 3, and I think he missed everything else after that.
Yeah, in that game, yeah, he definitely did. He started 3 for 3 and then went 0 for 3. So it's like his shooting right now is pretty. It's kind of inconsistent, but he has been knocking them down, especially off the catch. On this shot, they had like 23 seconds in the shot clock, and he shot it. I don't like the shot attempt, but with his release being that slow and his release being that slow and his release being that low, I don't like the shot attempt because it makes it so much easier to contest a shot. And this one, I'm not going to count him too much on that one because it's before the half, but almost goes in. Now let's get into some of his makes and the differences we see with some of his makes. On this one, he gets into rhythm, knocks it down. Oh no, he misses this. My bad. Okay, this is when he starts making threes. I like to see because a lot of defenses right now in college basketball are going to encourage him to shoot the ball because of how well he is, how good he is getting downhill into the basket. And I think that's something he can take advantage of on the NBA level as well, because if teams aren't going to respect you early on, you got to make them pay, and he does on this play. He soft hedges like a lot of hard hedges and shows and recovers. Why did I just go all the way back? My bad. Hold on, let me find this play again. Not this one. All right, yeah. The defender shows and recovers back to the center, and Harper sees that, take advantage of it, knock down 3. On this play, is in transition. He's been really good catching and shooting. Quick release, contested a little bit, knocked it down. And this is all in rhythm. Like right now, I just feel like he's a rhythm shooter a little bit. And he shoots it with confidence too. So that's very, very good to see. The volume is going up as well. So I kind of project him to be a decent shooter to start off as a rookie, and he's gonna keep getting better.
I think it just got to be in motion for him. It can't be like too much going on. If everything's fluid, you pretty much can trust it.
And this one is also like his ability to create space on the perimeter is pretty good as well. Step back, he pulled these shots with confidence. So that's why I'm pretty much optimistic on it. Catch and shoot been really good this year, and this is obviously the game winner.
Dang,
that was crazy watching that, bro. Next part of his game I want to talk about is his off-ball play. I don't think this is talked about enough with Dylan. He is especially for a primary creator in college and probably on the next level. His ability to move off ball is really good, and I like to see that because a lot of primaries in the league are not great off-ball players. They need the ball in their hands, but Dylan can do it on and off the ball with cuts. He cuts a lot. He's a very instinctual player, high feel for the game, high IQ as well. And I don't think a lot of the people are guarding him are expecting that because how much he gets the ball. Last thing in his game is the defense. I think on the ball, and he's a pretty good defender, especially on a college level. But he has strength and size. I want to see how long his wingspan is, and he also gives effort on that end. So I think at the bare minimum, he'll be a positive defender. I'm not really expecting him to be anything elite. I would say
pops, but he could be solid.
It depends on his load, like his how much of offense load he has early on, and throughout his career. But kind of like how K is K is blossoming as a defender right now. The team got better, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like defense on the NBA level has a lot to do with coaching. K was pretty lackluster as a defender his first the last 2 seasons. You get JB, you get you to buy in. You have the tools. You just be a good defender. And I think Dylan Harper has the tools. If he has the coaching and he's locked in and focused on the end, I think he'd be a pretty good defender.
It's hard to be 6'5", 6'6" and up and not be at least a passable defender if you're locked in. It's just hard because you usually gonna have the necessary physical requirements to be in spots and get there. Especially if you're able to do certain things on offense, you should be able to have those same things translate on defense. It's just how much you want to do it.
And his recovery on this play is pretty good. He gets beat at first, but he uses his body as you can't really wall him off. I don't think many guards can be able to out physical him, out muscle him.
I don't think you could necessarily bully him.
And the effort is just there. Use his body, his arms to wall off the defender. And that's it for the defense and for the film. Just want to do a quick little film study on Dylan and how he's been playing this year. A lot more films from other games that he played this year, and those two weren't his best games of the season. There's a lot more film we could have pointed to. Let's get into our closing thoughts, and if you have a comparison, we do this with every prospect we have so far. Can you got a comparison for Dylan in the league right now?
At first up, but not like this year, but like last year when I first was really diving in, I'm like, he's just a smaller Cade. But then you had said he looked like a taller Jalen Brunson, and I kind of stuck with that because Jalen Brunson he's not obviously not 6'6", but he's a strong bully guard. He gets to the rim. He's a better mid-range scorer than Dylan is right now. But they pretty much do the same thing. They have the same kind of mannerisms. Jalen Brunson also wasn't the greatest three-point shooter to start, but he eventually got it. Same thing, same type of shot motion, same shot arc. Jalen shoots it a little bit higher, but I think they're about the same. Jalen Brunson's not the greatest player, but he can play make just off his gravity. I think Dylan Harper does the same thing. I still see there's some Cade in it, I think, just based off how he his size, how he does get to the basket, things like that. So I think a mix of those two.
No, I agree. I think he's like a taller Jalen Brunson, but listen, man, I kind of see a little bit of James Harden. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of see a little bit of James Harden with his ability to get to the rim. And I didn't watch the most James Harden in college because I was obviously very young, but I did watch a scouting report on him done by this guy named Ben Pfeiffer. Shout out him.
Yeah.
He did a over the summer scouting report on him, and he was showing some of his film. James Harden's ability to just get to the rim and create advantages at USC was I say USC. I mean Arizona. What's the Arizona State? Arizona State. My bad, not USC. But create advantages and get to the rim. He was obviously a much better 3-point shooter than Dylan. In his first year, he shot 40% from three. But I think it was the volume wasn't crazy. No, it wasn't.
That works because that's another crafty guard. He wasn't like James Harden. Wasn't a super athlete, but he just knew how to get to the rim. He knew how to get a bucket, step backs, things like that. He knew how to leverage situations.
So he also averaged 7 free throw attempts a game. I think Dylan is around there right now. He shot 40% from three, 41% from three, but it was only on 3 attempts. And in his second year, it went up to 5 attempts. And he shot 35% from three. That's kind of where Dylan Harper is right now. He has 36 on 4 or so attempts right now. It's not a one-on-one comparison, but he kind of reminds me of James Harden. And I know that's kind of crazy, especially considering he's an all-time great. And I think James Harden playmaking developed a little bit when he was, moved to the point guard in on the Rockets. I don't know how much it flashed for him in college. I mean, obviously assist numbers aren't everything, but it's around the same for both of them. He kind of taller Jalen Brunson. He showed me flashes of James Harden-esque stuff with the isolation, the handle. That's K. I see K too. It's not always there because he's much better, I think, at getting to the rim than K. Much better finisher than K. I think K was a better passer. And K was also a better shooter in college too. So it's hard to find one-on-one comparisons for a lot of these players. Some people have compared him to Shea, a lot of stuff. I think he takes a lot of stuff.
I seen them compare him to Malcolm Brogdon. I done seen them compared to Kobe White. It's all over the place.
Yeah, but that's going to do it for our first look at Dylan Harper. We wanted to wait, but after yesterday's game winner, it felt right. It felt like the right time to do this video and to just talk about him. We're monitoring his play throughout the year and seeing if he goes number one or I think the battle between him and Cooper is going to be very, very exciting to watch over the course of this year because I think it's them two and that's it for number 1 pick.
Yeah, fact.
But that's gonna do it, man. Thank you for the support. Continue messing with the videos, share the videos, follow us on our social media platforms, and we are out.